good day to you all, wherever you may be on the globe. My name is Israel Josie. You are locked into Astrology of the Soul. Today, I want to speak about the up and coming full moon in the zodiac sign of Taurus. So this is a very prominent, very special full moon. Why is that? Because the moon is actually exalted in Taurus. What does this mean? It means that Taurus is one of the best signs that provides the sense of security and support, what the moon essentially is looking for. The moon in astrology, or the moon in our astrological charts, represents a particular place where we are seeking to be nurtured, where we are seeking some form of support and comfort and protection. And what better sign than Taurus? Taurus is an earth sign. It's ruled by the planet Venus. It's very solid. It's very secure. It's very physical orientated. So that is the best place, or one of the best places for the moon to actually be. So not only are we having the moon in Taurus, we're having a full moon in Taurus. So it becomes more prominent for us as human beings on planet Earth. In a moment, I will be going through all of the zodiac signs, as I always do. And I will be letting you know which particular area of life this full moon is going to be activating and where it's going to be magnifying for you. But just before I go into that, I just wanted to touch on a little bit about what Taurus is about. And also just kind of getting an understanding about the moon, because we have what's known as new moons and full moons, and they coincide with each other. They're interwoven with each other. So every month we have a new moon, every month we have a full moon, but they're 2 weeks apart. So 1 week we will have a new moon, and then 2 weeks later we will have a full moon, then 2 weeks after that, then a new moon. So, and the cycle continues as such. So this full moon, and just going into the nature of what a full moon essentially is about. A full moon is when we see the moon in greatest splendor, very often depending where we're seeing the full moon, depending which part of the globe where we're watching it. Sometimes it can even seem like the moon is actually even closer to Earth. Very often when she's just come over the horizon, depending on the time, she can look like she's really, really close to Earth. But we see the moon in her full splendor, in her full glory. This represents a time of peak. It represents a time of manifestation. It manifests a thing of blooming, flowering, and things coming to their peak. And obviously when things come to their peak, when things blossom, when things flower, that means that it's reached its heights. So a full moon represents a really heightened time. This is very often the reasons why, us as human beings, because we're very emotionally connected with the moon and in tune with the moon, very often when there is a full moon, we get very, very emotional, although we express those emotions in various ways, depending where our moon is in our birth chart. So we will express those emotions in very, very, different ways. But there seems, you can definitely sense that the emotions within the human beings around the time of a full moon is definitely heightened. There's even been scientific studies that were even amongst police, hospitals, insane asylums, where they've noticed that the human activity has heightened during the time of a full moon. There seems to be something that's magnifying around that particular time. And for those of you, of course, who are into astrology, one of the reasons why, that is. So that's just the nature, again, about the full moon. So we're bringing about something coming to a peak, something blossoming, and something manifesting for us. Where it's going to be manifesting, I will go into that in a moment based on your zodiac sign. Now, Taurus is a very interesting sign. It's an earth sign. The season of Taurus actually comes about after Aries, which is in the middle of spring. So this is the time when the crops are starting to grow, they're starting to blossom, things are, beginning to grow. So it's a very fertile time. So Taurus is actually a very fertile zodiac sign. Taurus is represented by the bull. This is like a Taurus head, Taurus bull head, which was given to me by a good friend of mine. So shout outs to Cornell. So he hooked me up with this, so that's why I thought it's very fitting. Taurus is represented by the bull or by the cow, and the cow it plays a very and it still does, and it used to play more, we could say, more of a role in terms of agriculture, farming, the things that made the earth very fertile, which grows our crops. Obviously, without the crops, obviously, we wouldn't be able to eat. We wouldn't be able to sustain ourselves. So that tells us a little bit about what Taurus essentially is about. Taurus is the zodiac sign that it's a provider. Taurus is it embodies the physical substance and resources that we use in our day-to-day life. So there's something about Taurus that is very steady, it's very stable, it's very secure, it's very fertile, it's abundant, it's fruitful, it's physical orientated, it's connected with our physical bodies, it's connected with our ability to be in contact with the physical senses, which is something that's very, very important. So this is something what Taurus essentially is about. It's essentially connected with our sense of physical security. And so what better sign for the moon, because the moon essentially is looking for support, protection, security, and what better sign to provide that for it than Taurus itself. So that gives us a little insight into what Taurus is essentially seeking, how it manifests, its nature and its characteristics. So now we've got the full moon, and the moon is actually exalted in Taurus, and now we're having a full moon actually in Taurus. So let's go into each and every single one of the zodiac signs, and let's see how and where in your life it's going to be manifesting for you guys. So first and foremost, let's start with the zodiac sign of Aries, of course. So for you, Aries, this full moon is going to be situated in a place that's going to be connected with your sense of security, your sense of finances, your sense of money. Because it's a full moon and something, again, full moons are about bringing things to manifestation. There could be something that comes to a completion in your life that's situated around your money, your sense of security, perhaps maybe a bit more money coming in, perhaps a change within your particular finances. Only perhaps maybe over the course of the next month, you just see some various changes within your finances in some way, shape or form. And it allowed you to kind of reflect. Because we are talking about the moon, or it sort of like brings up emotional or strong emotional responses and qualities around your financial situation. That's where this full moon is activating for you. So over the course of the next month, for you Aries people, the mantra essentially is security, protection, nurturing, resources, money, your talents. These are the things that you're focusing on. These are the things that are going to be emerging for you. These are the things that are going to be culminating, because that's what the full moon does. It culminates things. It brings things to a peak. Those are the kind of things that you're going to be witnessing over the course of the next month. So it's quite positive. You may even get some opportunities where new things come into your life that can allow you to really sort of like build up on your resources. Next zodiac sign, it's the Taurus. So you guys are the lucky guys, we could say, over the course of this month, because it's actually in your sign where the full moon is actually taking place. So we know Taurus essentially, like I was saying earlier on, it's an earth sign. It's very connected with the physical body. It's about the physical senses. So here is where your connection and your relationship with your own physical personality and your own physical body really becomes really heightened. You may find yourself really wanting to do more on a physical level. It's very good with the moon actually activating this particular part of you for this month, because it's indicating that the moon is actually culminating in a particular way that it can allow you to accomplish anything that you want. This full moon is actually going to be in your first house, and the first house in astrology is the house that represents your intellect, your mind, your body, your soul. So we're finding here this powerful full moon really motivating and moving you into particular positions in your life where you can find yourself better in yourself, where you feel more empowered, where you feel more secure, where you feel more strong, where you feel more driven, where you want to perhaps maybe accomplish certain things in your life. You want to go in particular certain directions. This is the time for it. Like I said, there may be more attention to one's physical self. So, with this full moon, it could be a very good time for you to perhaps maybe, buy new clothes and, go shopping, pamper yourself. Because remember, it's in Taurus, and Taurus likes the physical body. So it's actually great to perhaps maybe go and get a massage, to go and get a manicure, a pedicure, go and get your hair done, really treat yourself or do something that really feeds the physical senses. That's what this full moon essentially is culminating and bringing for you, Taurus people. So do enjoy, take the opportunity with both hands. And it's a time also to be extremely receptive, accept the gifts and the compliments that people are also giving you, or, as well with this full moon in Taurus. Next zodiac sign is Gemini. And the Geminis are getting the 12th house. So the Geminis, we know Gemini is a very mutable sign. It's mutable, meaning that it likes doing many things. It can adapt. We know the Geminis don't like to sit in one place. So, but by being in the 12th house, the 12th house can be a little bit tricky. Sometimes it's known as the house of limitations. So for the Gemini, you're having to really kind of slow down and pay a bit more attention in terms of the self-reflection. So it's really a month of self-reflection. You may feel that you've been cornered in some way, or you're feeling limited in some way with this full moon in Taurus. Remember, it's in Taurus as well. So Taurus is an earth sign. Taurus is very slow. It needs to be slow. It's very grounding. So this is a month for you Geminis to really ground yourself, slow down. We know you like the movement, and you like moving about, and you like traveling from one place to another, and you like doing two things at one time, and you like multitasking and adapting. But for this month, it's really about slowing right down, self-reflection, and getting yourself grounded also as well. Also looking after your feet, because the 12th house also rules the feet. And if you're, Geminis who like to wander around a lot, you guys really need to be making sure that, you've got the proper footwear, so maybe buying a new pair of shoes or something like that could be of a great interest for you Geminis. Next zodiac sign is Cancer. For the Cancer, this full moon is actually operating in a particular area that is really great. It's really beneficial for you. You're getting what is known as the 11th house. This is the house of good spirits. It's the house of the community. It's a social house. So for you Cancerian people, there's going to be a huge energy geared towards perhaps maybe doing something in the community, doing something on a social level with friends, acquaintances, and people who are of great benefit to you. With this full moon in Taurus, because it's an exalted moon, and it's a moon that again can support, and it can protect, and it can even nurture even on certain levels. Although nurturing, Cancer is actually a nurturing sign. So for you Cancers, this full moon in Taurus actually favors you greatly, because the moon is the planet that rules Cancer. So by it being in 11th house, you can actually experience, or you're going to be experiencing, a sense of nurturing from perhaps maybe community events, community projects or ventures. You know, maybe it's a venture or an event that you're going to be attending, and you're actually going to be getting some kind of support from that. And you will also be able to, you'll have enough energy to also give your own support also as well. So community activities, social activities, and also looking at people in your life that can be of great benefit to you. And that's what it is for you Cancerians. Next zodiac sign is Leo. Leo, for you guys, it's all the way to the top. This full moon for you, it's all about career. It's about success. It's about who you are on the world stage. And we know that you Leos are very good at being on stage. So it's really about presenting yourself to the world in a particular way, showing your leadership qualities, showing your authoritative qualities. It's also about your work, your career, your vocation in life as well. So for a lot of you Leos, with this culminating full moon in Taurus, there can be some action in and around your work. Maybe work changes, maybe a change of your boss, you know, managing director, or something changing within the area of the workplace. And it could also be you changing or looking to change as well. If you do get that feeling, that's fine too. You know, if you feel that there is opportunities for other jobs. And with this full moon, it's more than likely that you're going to be looking, because remember, the full moon in Taurus is really about your sense of security. So how are you feeling in the area of the workplace? Are you feeling secure? Do you feel that your job is secure? Do you feel that you need to move to another place, another branch, another company where you are going to be more secure? That's what the theme is essentially is going to be for you. But the area where this full moon is landing for you Leos is a really great place. It's a really powerful place. It's a good place for you to start stamping your authority in the outside world, and especially in the workplace. Next zodiac sign is for you Virgos. For you Virgos, you're getting the full moon in a particular area of life that is to do with broadening your horizons, is to do with travel, perhaps going on holiday. So with the full moon, maybe something's coming up for you guys where you're going to be traveling, you're going to be broadening your horizons, perhaps you're going to be studying, maybe you're going to be going back to university maybe next year, or starting finishing off your masters, or anything that broadens your horizons, because you're getting the 9th house, and that's what the 9th house essentially is essentially about. Also as well, the 9th house also has a very spiritual connection to it as well, and a particular area of life that is to do with our belief system and how we can sort of like open up our faith and what we believe in, and our philosophies of life and areas of life where we find meaning. So this full moon in Taurus, there may be something about your faith, your belief, in terms of perhaps where you feel secure, or you may find out information of something that you thought was the truth, or something that you held on to that was secure, and you're finding out that you're having to change that in some way, shape, or form. So do watch out for that, you Virgos. But essentially, it's a month about really broadening your horizons. It's about travel. It's about exploration. It's about adventure, because those are the kind of things that are connected with the 9th house. And that's what it is for you Virgos. Next zodiac sign is Libra. Libra, you're getting the 8th house. This is the house, it's known as the house of debts. So having to pay a debt, so maybe credit card. But the 8th house is also the house of other people's resources, other people's money. So there's going to be something around, for the Libras, learning to open up, to be kind of more receptive. The 8th house is a place where you're inside and dealing with and connecting with other people's money and other people's emotions. And let's not forget, this full moon is actually in Taurus. So it's definitely going to be something like perhaps on a sensual, physical, maybe money or property level. So that's what we're going to be seeking, over the course of the next month. That's what you Libras are definitely going to be seeking. You're going to be looking to make something solid, to culminate something that is connected with that 8th house. So perhaps maybe receiving a bonus, a payment, maybe an investment, maybe money coming from your insurance company, maybe a payout. What is it when they, a redundancy perhaps, you know, something of that nature, but something that really, you know, it benefits you in some kind of way. Maybe you may have felt there was some kind of loss, but on the other side to it is that you benefit from that. And that's what it is for you, Libra. So it's all about 8th house. 8th house is also connected with sexuality and, you know, a deep sort of like connection with other people on a deep emotional level. So there may be something also that comes out of that, that is really, if we say it culminates, it manifests, it reveals itself in terms of maybe somebody that you was deeply connected with, you know, on a very deep emotional and connecting and trusting level. So do watch out for that as well for you Libras as you're getting the 8th house. Next zodiac sign is Scorpio. For you Scorpios, you're getting the 7th house. 7th house is the house of relationships. So this full moon for you is about, it's shining a spotlight on relationships for you. This is the great time for, especially if you're a Scorpio is perhaps single, is perhaps looking for maybe new love in their life, or perhaps is looking to perhaps maybe get rid of a particular energy of a relationship from the past that has been holding you back. With this full moon, it can help clear that. It can help finish that. It can bring it to an end for you. It can bring it to that, you know, to the final stop, to the full stop. So it's all about relationships. 7th house is also contracts, also as well. You know, things that are perhaps maybe connected with legality or legal matters. So those are the kind of things also as well that you want to be also looking at over the course of the next month. But the spotlight is really about relationship. That's what the mantra should be for you Scorpio people. Relationship, relationship, relationship. If you're already in a relationship, it can shed some light on the relationship where it can bring the relationship more higher. Remember that this full moon is in Taurus, so it's about security. How are you feeling secure in the area of relationship? These are the things that are going to be highlighted and they're going to be brought to the surface in your emotional world. Next zodiac sign is Sagittarius. For you Sagittarius, you're getting the 6th house. This is the house of work. It's the house of your day-to-day routines and rituals. So there may be some changes again in and around your day-to-day living. There could also be some changes in and around perhaps your health, because the 6th house is also the house of health, illness, disease, and things of that nature. So you may perhaps maybe take on a particular routine where you change your diet or your routines in terms of your everyday living. You change perhaps something in and around your work arena. Maybe your schedule, your day-to-day scheduling, you know, changes because of this full moon in Taurus landing, you know, in the 6th house. It's really about your work ethic. It's also going to be connected with the people who you work with. So your co-workers, you know, or if you have your own business and you're a Sagittarius, perhaps maybe the people who work for you. You know, those are the kind of things. A 6th house is also pets. So for you Sagittarius people, they may, you know, I'm sure for some of you, you'll be getting perhaps maybe new pets, or maybe having to take your pets to the vet or something of that nature, which becomes the highlight for you for over the course of the next month. But there's going to be stuff to do with your everyday routines in terms of what you do, you Sagittarius people, where, you know, there's going to be changes there and there's going to be things highlighted there also as well. And it's really about seeking your security in the area of the workplace and how that works for you. Next zodiac sign is Capricorn. For the Capricorns, you're getting the 5th house. This is the house of fun, pleasure, hobbies, talents. It's the playhouse, it's the party house, it's the having a good time house. So having the full moon in, you know, in Taurus, in the 5th house is actually quite good. It can actually signify you perhaps maybe celebrating over the course of this month, you know, or attending a celebration that really lifts your spirits, that heightens your spirits. It puts you in a very, very good place. You know, it allows you to be able to really express yourself and be creative also as well. Perhaps maybe finding a new hobby, finding a new talent Perhaps maybe it's a talent that you've that you was something that you was good at, but you kind of left it. You hadn't been dealing with it. Maybe you was a guitar player or something like that, or you played a musical instrument, or you were a dancer, and then it revives. The full moon brings it back up into life. It reveals it that, hey, this is something perhaps maybe you should do and you should continue. So it's all about the fifth house. It's all about the partying. It's all about the hobbies. It's all about the nice time. The fifth house is also the house of sex also as well. So progeny. So for you Capricorns, this could be a month where you hear about perhaps maybe somebody close to you giving birth to a child, being pregnant, or it could be you yourself becoming pregnant also as well for the Capricorns. But something creative, something that allows you to express yourself, something joyful, something pleasurable. And that's what it's going to be for you Capricorn people. Next zodiac sign is Aquarius. For you Aquarius, this full moon is shining its light in the home. It's all about the domestic arena. It's all about the home. This could be an opportunity for you to move home, perhaps, redecorate the home, perhaps maybe a spotlight perhaps on the family life. What's the family life like with your father, with your mother, with people within your immediate surroundings in the family? That's where the spotlight essentially is going to be for you Aquarius people. So you definitely want to be taking that on board. It's a great time if you wanted to move perhaps, or you're thinking about moving, perhaps maybe over the course of the next month, it will be a great time to maybe look for other properties where you will decide to move to. That's where, look, remember that the full moon in Taurus, it's about security. It's about the place where we find our security. So for you Aquarius people, it's about finding your sense of security in the home, in the domestic arena, and doing things and putting things in place that provide you with that security in the area of the home place. And the last but not least zodiac sign is Pisces. And for Pisces, you're getting the third house. This is the house of brothers, sisters, house of communication, house of travel. It's also a learning house also as well. It's a communication house. So perhaps maybe writing something new, reading a new book, having a new interest, communicating, connecting more with your siblings as well. Remember, it's the full moon in Taurus, so it's also going to be about how you are perhaps developing a secure relationship with your brothers and sisters, how you perhaps maybe need to value that more. Perhaps this is a month where you perhaps maybe need to look at the relationship between your brothers and sisters and learn how to value it more, so that you can be more secure, you can be more firm, you can rely, because we know, the Taurus zodiac sign is a very loyal sign. It's something that you can rely on, it's something that you can depend on. So for you Pisces people, it's actually quite good for you guys to perhaps maybe look towards your neighbor, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, for some kind of support and protection. And you could also be a rock for them also as well. You may be that full moon in Taurus that acts out for them also as well, where they come to you for some kind of security and some kind of support also as well. Also, the third house is a house of movement also as well. So it can be quite quick, it can be quite rapid. So for you, remember, it's a full moon in Taurus, so Taurus is slow. So for you Pisces also as well, a little bit like the Geminis, got to take it a bit slow, okay? Watch your movement, watch how you're traveling, watch how you're commuting, you're driving, moving from one place to another, and you want to slow that down also as well. And that's what the full moon in Taurus is going to be for you Pisces people. So hope you've all enjoyed. Wishing you a happy full moon in Taurus. Eat, drink, be merry, because the Taurus, like I said, is really indulging. It really connects us with the senses, with the physical senses. So it really allows us to connect with our ability to feel on a physical level, and to feel secure, and to feel comfortable. Taurus is a zodiac sign that likes comfort. Luxury, it likes the best, only the best for the Taurus people. We all know that. So indulge in the aspects of life where you can get the best. Those particular areas of life that I've spoke about for all of the zodiac signs, be sure that that particular area of life for you that is being triggered, that is being ignited, that is being magnified, be sure that you focus and you do the best that you can in order to be able to sustain, because Taurus is a zodiac sign that sustains, it keeps, it's known as a fixed sign, so it fixates, it keeps, and it sustains. It's a sustainer sign. It's a provider sign. On that note, thank you very much. I'll be back next month giving you the upcoming new moon that will be coming up in Sagittarius in the next couple of weeks. Until then, guys, thank you very much for your support. Leave your comments at the bottom or any questions at the bottom if you do have any. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, make sure that you subscribe. And thank you very much, guys. And I'll be back with you very soon.